Now there is a lecture 2 in continuation of the electricity chapter, lecture 2. The topic is how the conductors and insulators are differentiated. First, about the conductors. In conductors, some electrons are loosely bound by the nuclei of their atoms. These electrons are called free electrons, and these free electrons can move from one atom to another atom throughout the conductor. The presence of free electrons in a substance makes it a conductor of electricity. So what is here? In conductors, there are some electrons which are loosely bound with the nuclei, means they are not so tightly bound with the nucleus. If the electron gets energy, it comes from the orbit and it becomes free electron. It behaves like a free electron, and when the electricity from outside source passes, it carries this electricity and hence participate in the conductivity. So these are known as the conductors. Now the second is insulators. In insulators, electrons are strongly held by the nuclei of their atoms. They are tightly bound with the nucleus. So there are no free electrons in an insulator which can move from one atom to another atom. An insulator does not allow electric charges or electricity to follow or to flow through it, and that's why, because in insulator there are no free electrons and hence it does not allow electricity, and that's why it is called bad conductor. Electricity are of two types. First is static electricity and second is current electricity. Static electricity, what is this? In static electricity, the electric charges do not move. That is, electric charges remain at rest. They cannot move here and there. Or we may say that electric charges are stationary. They are stationary. For example, when the glass rod is rubbed with the silk cloth, the glass rod acquired the charge. This charge is static electricity on glass rod. Second example, when ebonite rod rubbed with a woolen cloth, the ebonite rod acquired charge, is an example of, again, static electricity. So these are the example of static electricity. One more and very popular example of static electricity, the lightning which we see in the sky during the rainy season is also an example of static electricity. During rainy season, the lightning which is observed in clouds, the best example of static electricity. Second one is current electricity. In current electricity, the electric charges are in motion and produce an electric current. Example, the electricity which we use at homes is an example of a current electricity. As we put on the switch, we get the current, the electric appliances works. So this is the example of current electricity. Further in this chapter, we will discuss about current electricity. We will focus over the current electricity, not static electricity. Electric potential. In this chapter or in this topic, first one is electric potential. What is electric potential? When a small positive test charge is placed in the electric field due to another charge, it experiences a force. So work has to be done on the positive test charge to move it against this force of repulsion. The ratio of work done to that of the test charge is called electric potential. Mathematically, we can write it as the ratio of work done to that of the test charge is called electric potential. So V is equal to W by Q, where W is work done, Q is test charge, V is electric potential. The SI unit of electric potential is volt. The SI unit of electric potential is volt. Another definition of electric potential. Since we know that V is equal to W over Q, if Q is 1 coulomb or unit positive charge, therefore it becomes V is equal to W. W upon 1, that is V is equal to W. The electric potential or potential at a point in an electric field is defined as the work done in moving a unit positive charge from infinity to that point. The electric potential or potential at a point in an electric field is defined as the work done in moving a unit positive charge from infinity to that point. To bring a unit charge from one place to another place, the amount of work is to be done is called the electric potential. Very simple definition which I have given later on. Definition of 1 volt. Since V is equal to W by Q, if W is equal to work done, that is, let it be 1 joule, and Q is equal to test charge, that is 1 coulomb. A potential of 1 volt at a point means that 1 joule of work done or 1 joule of work is done in moving 1 coulomb of positive charge from infinity to that point. That is called 1 volt. What does it mean? Again, if 1 coulomb of charge is brought from infinity to a point, and for bringing from infinity to that point, if 1 joule amount of work is to be done, then it is said that there is a potential or electric potential is of 1 volt. Another unit of electric potential, from the equation it is clear that V is equal to W by Q. W is equal to work done. The unit of work done is joule. Unit of charge is coulomb. So the unit of volt is joule per coulomb. You can write it as also JC minus 1. So there are 2 units of volt potential. One is volt and another one is joule per coulomb. So important note, hence joule per coulomb and volt are the unit of same physical quantity, and that is electric potential. This is a very important question often asked in the examination, that joule per coulomb and volt are the unit of same physical quantity. Name that same physical quantity. The answer is electric potential. Next point is potential difference. The difference in electric potential between 2 points is known as potential difference. Definition of electric potential difference. The potential difference between 2 points in an electric circuit or electric field is defined as the amount of work done in moving a unit charge from one point to the other point. Again, potential difference therefore is equal to work done upon quantity of charge moved. If W joules of work has to be done to move Q coulombs of charge from one point to the other point, then the potential difference V between the 2 points is given by the following formula. Potential difference, that is V is equal to W by Q. Here W is equal to work done and Q is equal to quantity of charge moved. The SI unit of potential difference is also volt. The volt is also denoted by symbol V. Suppose there are 4 volt, you have to write, you can write it as 4V. 4 volt or 4V. Simply you can write 4V. So volt is also represented as V. So V represents the potential as well as volt also. The potential difference is also sometimes written in symbols as PD. P for potential, D for difference. So P dot D dot means potential difference. The potential difference between 2 points is said to be 1 volt. If 1 joule of work is to be done in moving 1 coulomb of electric charge from one point to the other point. So this is the definition of 1 volt potential difference equal to 1 volt. Now, next point is voltmeter. Voltmeter is an instrument by which potential difference between the 2 points is to be measured. Directly we can measure the potential difference between the 2 points putting this voltmeter. So there is a diagram given here. AB is a conductor. Across A and B we have to measure the potential. So this potential voltmeter is connected. Positive is connected to this and negative is connected to B point. This is a voltmeter. So it gives the direct reading across the point AB, and this connection is called parallel combination. Voltmeter is always connected to the conductor in parallel combination. There are 2 combinations we will discuss later on, the series combination and parallel combination. A voltmeter connected in parallel. Voltmeter is always connected in parallel. This combination is called parallel combination with conductor AB to measure the potential difference across its ends. Important points. The voltmeter is always connected in parallel. Always connected in parallel across the 2 points where the potential difference is to be measured. Suppose we have to measure across the point AB. So this voltmeter is connected across AB in parallel combination. Second point. In the above figure, there is a conductor AB and we want to measure the potential difference across its ends. So one end of the voltmeter is connected to the point A and the other end to be connected with point B. We can read the value of the potential difference in volts on the dial of the voltmeter directly. The reading which is given shows the potential difference between the 2 points directly. Third, a voltmeter has a high resistance. In a voltmeter there is a high resistance so that it takes a negligible current from the circuit. If the resistance is very high, the current does not pass through it. So this is the property of the resistance. A voltmeter has a high resistance, very important point, so that it takes a negligible current from the circuit. Fourth point, the term volt gives rise to the word voltage. We often use or we often call voltage supply. So that is the term volt gives rise to the word voltage. Another one important point is voltage is the other name for potential difference. So potential difference can be used as a word voltage also. Now there are few examples. I have taken 2 examples. First example, how much work is done in moving a charge of 4 coulomb from a point at 200 volt to a point at 220 volt. Means if we have a 4 coulomb charge and we are bringing this 4 coulomb charge from 200 volt to 220 volt, how much work is to be done? This is to be calculated. So very simple, potential difference is equal to work done upon charge moved. that is V is equal to W by Q. In this question given, potential difference is equal to V. V is equal to 220 to 200. The charge is moved from 200 to 220. So higher potential minus lower potential is equal to the potential difference. Again, keep in mind, higher minus lower gives you the potential difference between the 2 points. Charge moved Q is equal to 4 coulombs is given. Work done is to be calculated. Putting these two values of V and Q in equation 1, we have V is equal to 20 is equal to W by 4, cross multiply, W is equal to 20 into 4 gives us 80 joules. Thus work done is equal to 80 joules. So very simple, that 4 coulomb charge, if it is brought from 200 volt to 220 volt, 80 joule of work, 80 joule amount of work is to be done. Another example, how much work is given to each coulomb of charge passing through a 4 volt battery. There is a 4 volt battery and each coulomb of charge is passing. So how much energy is given to this each coulomb? The term each coulomb means every 1 coulomb. Okay. So the charge here is 1 coulomb. We have to find out energy. This energy is equal to the work done. Again, from the formula, potential difference is equal to work done upon charge moved. Here given potential difference is 4 volt is given and charge is 1 coulomb. So W is equal to 4 into 1, that is 4 joules. That is work done is equal to 4 joules. Hence the energy given to each coulomb of charge is 4 joule. Since work done on each coulomb of charge is 4 joule, the amount of work is done on each coulomb of charge passing through 4 volt battery is found to be 4 joule, and that is equivalent to the energy. How much energy is to be given? That each coulomb of charge, 4 joule of energy is to be given to each coulomb of charge passing through 4 volt battery. Thank you. Please subscribe this channel, and next lecture we will be having question answers related to these topics, electric potential, potential difference and all. We will try to solve maximum number of questions here. Thank you.